about fear energy loops today. This is a fear energy loop. Oh God, I can't, that's a fear energy loop. Okay, so we want to get into this kind of a loop. Yeah, whoa, yeah, life is good. This is, whoa, I'm feeling so great. Love energy loop, okay? Stay tuned, we're going to talk about it. Is fear holding you back from creating the kind of life that you want? From creating the relationship you want? From creating the finances that you want? From creating anything that's not being manifested right now in your life? Is fear holding you back? What I'm going to talk about today are fear energy loops, okay? These are loops, these are habitual patterns, and I call them fear energy loops, that keep happening to you over and over again, and you just can't seem to get out of them. You seem to be stuck in them. And now they've just become part of you, and you believe that that's the way your life is. If you're stuck in this and you'd like to make some serious change, then stick with me, and I'm going to talk about how you can take some small steps to get out of these fear energy loops, okay? So my name is Leanna Walden, if you don't know, and I'm a relationship specialist and a sexual energy activator. And I'm helping people activate their sex life, activate their lives, and start living more incredible, glorious, fantastical, blissful existences on this planet. So we're going to talk about these fear energy loops, baby. Fear energy loops. I'm going to talk about us getting trapped in these fear energy loops, and this can be a various types of fear that we have. It could be that we really want to create a certain kind of relationship, or we want to meet a certain kind of woman, or we want to meet a man in our life, and we would like to have like more love, but we're in this loop, and we've started to believe that there's no way that we're ever going to meet that person, that we're not, it's not even possible, and the same thing happens to us over and over again, where we meet the person and the connection doesn't work, and the same kind of pattern happens over and over again. Or maybe we're in a relationship and we would like to have a better connection with our partner, but it becomes the same loop, the same habits happen over and over again, and nothing seems to be able to move out of it. You feeling like you're stuck. You're stuck in your own fear, your fear of creating change, your fear of really saying what you want and believing that you can have it. Okay, so that's what's happening, is that you're stuck in you've created a belief bubble of fear that has become so powerful now, because maybe you've been doing this for years and it's been building and building and building, and now everything that shows up in your life is the representation of that belief, and it keeps showing up, and it keeps proving to you that this exists and that this is the way it is, so it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger, and now you're just like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. It's so big that I guess this is just my life now, and your fear energy loop is taken over, okay? So this happens for various reasons. You know, it can happen when you have an event that is kind of traumatic, that, let's say you would like to connect with somebody and they turn you down, you're pushed away for some reason, or they don't follow up connection, and then it happens maybe another time as well. And so maybe it only happens a few times. It doesn't have to happen that many times until we really believe that, oh, like, what's wrong with me? Nobody wants to connect with me. You know, every time I meet up with someone, they're not interested, or they don't call me back, or it happens the same way. Ugh. And then you meet somebody else, oh, it's probably going to happen again. And then what? Guess what? It happens again. And then you start to think that this is just the way your life is, okay? Or if you're in a relationship and your sexual connection is just not good anymore, and you're having sex and you're like, oh, this is the same sex. We keep having the same sex over and over again. And then you come and get her in a connection, and it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to do the same thing. It's always the same thing. Yet, deep inside of you in both of these situations, you know there's something else that you want. There's a desire in you that you really want to let out, that is just like, oh, this is what I would really like to have in my life. And now it's gotten so small and tiny and hidden away that you're afraid to let it out. You're afraid because this other monster has taken over. This other energy you have created has become so powerful. Okay? Are you in that situation? Do you find yourself kind of locked in this kind of a scenario? Because if you do, I'm going to give you a few tips to start shifting and changing it and breaking the habitual loop so that you can start creating and allowing for that little but powerful voice inside of you that wants to come out and be expressed and be manifested, right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to really listen to what you're saying. What loop have you created? What words and thoughts keep coming over and over and over again? Okay, what are the words? What are the thoughts? And it really helps to write it down. Every time it comes in that you're like, oh God, I'm thinking this again. Like, maybe the thought is, God, I never connect with any women, or I never, every time I connect with someone, it falls apart. Every time I see someone that looks like a possibility to have a relationship, it just doesn't work. Okay? This is the same kind of loop that keeps coming over and over again. Or in the relationship, it could be, every time we have sex, it sucks. Every time I never feel very good when we're connecting. I don't have any desire anymore with this person. I feel like our connection is just gone and lost. Okay, so these are kind of these loops inside that we're just creating. We're strengthening. Okay, so we want to first recognize them, because when we recognize them, we're bringing consciousness to these thoughts. And when we write them down, it becomes clear. And if you can do this over a few days, even try for a day, just listening and writing down. Take a notebook with you, write down. You want to create a really strong consciousness around it. Because when you do this, then you start to see it much more clearly. You start to understand that, wow, I have a freaking fear loop here. I have a big fear loop. I keep saying the same thing. How many times did I say that today? I said that, like, I've written it down 40 times. Imagine how much power you've put into that thought. 40 times. Now, this can be for anything. I've just given a couple of examples. It could be for anything. It could be around money. It could be around your relationship. It could be around your work. It could be around, anything that you just find yourself constantly beating. Okay, so first you get this down on paper. And so now you've got this information. Okay, now you need to do something very different than what this is. So one thing that really helps is to change the words completely. Okay, I keep saying this: I'll never find a woman to connect with. Okay, so let's change these words to what? What are you going to change? I will never find a woman to connect with. How about I will connect with someone quite easily. I will connect with someone quite easily. I will easily connect with someone. Okay? Now, I'm not saying the first time you say that everything's going to change. You may have been in this fear loop for years. So you have to put your conscious energy into changing the words. Every time you come in with, I never meet anybody, I never connect with anybody, change it immediately. You have to override it with, I will meet somebody and somebody wants to meet me. I will meet a beautiful, wonderful person. A woman connects with me easily. A woman connects with me easily. Constantly overriding. This is how it works. Energy is powerful, and in order to shift and change it, you have to override it with something else, so that it's like it starts to shift, and it will keep coming in for a while until you override it so much that suddenly the old thought that you had, the old words that you had, they just seem to have disappeared. And now the new ones are always there. They're always coming in. Like, I connect with women easily. I connect with women very easily. Women come into my life really easily. It's happening. It always happens so easily for me. Okay? When you start to say these things, when you start to shift the words and the thoughts, then you start to feel it in your body. You start to feel it. And when you feel it, you are energetically putting yourself in a space that's very different than where you were, a space that's much more in alignment with what you actually want. Okay. Now, if it's around money, I never make any money. I never get money. Money is never coming into my life, and it's so hard to make money. And catch yourself. Write it down. Spend a day just writing it down. How many times I said that? Holy shit, I said that 50 times today. Okay, I'm going to start changing that to, I attract money easily. Money comes into my life easily. Every time I buy something, 100% more comes back to me. You have to be so conscious of this. And get a sentence that works for you so that you can shift the energy, change the energy until you start to have that belief that's all about, well, money comes easily, money flows in my life without a problem, money is flowing. You need to work at that, okay? To really shift it. Don't give up. Don't beat yourself up either if you've forgotten to do it, or you fall back in, just like, oh my God, I've fallen back in. I got to get myself back out again. I got to get back into this other kind of way of thinking and talking about myself so that I can create and get aligned with what I really want. And in order to get aligned with what you want, you have to be powerful in your thought process. You have to create energetic thought in order to create it. Okay? So give those two parts a try, because those are powerful, and they will start to shift the way you feel, shift the way you do things, shift the things that start manifesting in your life. Now, I know it can be tricky, and I know that sometimes you get in these fear loops, and now you've got anxiety, now you've got depression, now you can't even, it's heavy. It's freaking heavy. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. This is like so heavy. Like I don't even know how to start. Okay. Get some help. That's absolutely, if you want to change your life, if you really want to make a difference here, if you want to get out of these loops, get some help. I am one that will help with you. I am an energy activator. Okay. Yes, I focus on the sexual because that tends to be a place that a lot of people get very trapped, and a lot of trauma, a lot of blockages. So I help activate that energy, and that is this is part of it, shifting the way of thought, the way of speaking, the way of believing, the way of acting, shifting yourself so that you are becoming more of what you want. You are becoming what you really desire instead of sitting in those heavy loops of fear. I offer a free call, so that's a place you can start and see if you like what I have to say. Well, here I am. I'm offering it all to you here right now. So if you like what I have to say, just get on a call with me, and I will have a little chat with you, and I can line you up a little bit to get started, give you an initial activation, and then maybe we want to work with each other and continue on actually really creating what it is you want and desire in your life. Okay? Thank you so much for showing up. Let's get you out of fear and into love. And yeah. Talk to you again soon. Much love, making.